Being curious, staying curious. That's the cheat code. You want to be chasing and discovering? Stay curious. How do you do that? There's so many ways to do it. First of all, look up every once in a while. Shift your gaze, change your perspective. Look at the big screen called life. Everything's in HD and 3D, by the way, right? There's way more to learn than just on that little screen. Look up every once in a while. I have one look up day per week where I spend more time looking up at the big screen called life than looking down at a small screen. And what I discover, I actually grow in my curiosity. I learn how to discover. I live in wonder. Eyes of a child, eyes of wonder, eyes of possibility are abundant when I'm looking up. So look up every once in a while. See, curiosity is about being present. Did you know that you're gifted 86,400 seconds worth of opportunity every single day? That's what you're gifted when you see the light of day. And that's 86,400 opportunities to get closer to the thing that you care about, you're passionate about. Your curiosity will help with that. One of the things that I know also is that if you actually dive in deep, oh, you might go down that rabbit hole, but it's a rabbit hole filled with joy, filled with insight, filled with excitement. So for me, like I was really interested in football, right? American football when I was a kid. And so I actually started wanting to know, how do the wide receivers actually run their routes? How do they know how many steps, when to turn their head? So I start researching that. Now I didn't have the access of Google and all that back in the day, so I went to the public library. I asked the librarians if they had information, and they took me to this really crazy file cabinet, and then they gave me some different ways to research it. And I spent a whole day just trying to learn the nuance, the science, the art of being a wide receiver. See, I knew I was going to have to change positions. I wasn't going to stay a running back forever, right? I was kind of diminutive. Oh, you don't know what that means? Curiosity. Go look it up. Define that. Yes, diminutive is a great word. I love that word. And cacophony is also another one of my words. You could look that up too. So one of the things I realized really quickly, I was going to have to change positions. I was going to probably be a wide receiver. Well, how could I excel at that? I had to be curious. I had to do research. So I got assistance from the library, books that I could find, my coaches, and it helped me. So what are you curious about in that way that you're willing to go down that deep rabbit hole to learn more? So as you discover something that tickles your brain, let's say, right? You got an interest in it, but you're not sure if you're passionate about it. That's exactly when you need to flip the switch on curiosity. Go find out more. See, the more that you have interests, and they're broad and their variety of them, they're diverse, that's excellent because it's all about sampling. It's all about discovery. It's all about trying lots of things and then you piece them together. So you got to have a lot of curiosity, but you also, it's okay to have a lot of interests. But as you start to see how your interests line up and connect, then you can start to drop off the ones that don't really have a relationship with the things you care about. They're not relatable. And the more that you can do that, you start narrowing it, but also it's like a funnel, like a reverse funnel. It starts narrow, but it gets broad because you can learn so much more around those items, around those relatable things. So one of the things that could be challenging is you stop being curious. Let me tell you, we're hardwired for curiosity. That's how we discover our world. From the time we're an infant to the time we grow up, there's an opportunity to stay curious, but there are some people that stop being curious, especially adults. So there's this scientific term, neoteny, Neoteny, neoteny. It's sustaining the agility and nimbleness of youth, that mindset that there's always something to learn. I'll also share with you the beginner's mind, that openness and eagerness to learn something new every single day. See, that's the challenge. Because as you get older, you think, I know it all. I got this. But guess what? That's not what you do when you're curious, a forever curious person. When you stay forever curious, you're always on the lookout for new things to raise your game, to elevate your game and your passion. So the more that you recognize that, please hang in there. I'm going to tell you what can happen if you stop being curious. You stop growing. You stop improving. You stop being a high functioning, contributing human being and citizen. And that's not what we want for you. We need you to keep raising your game and raising your curiosity. So keep going.